and welcome to Confessions of a Refashionista. I'm Refashionista Sheri, and because I very recently turned 48 years old, I thought it would be a perfect time to start my new series that I've been thinking about for a while called Refashionista Rants. So Refashionista Rants is basically going to be me, Refashionista Sheri, talking about things that I feel strongly about or maybe not so strongly about, and then hopefully getting your opinions on these topics as well. So I figured, because I recently had a kind of big birthday, I guess. I mean, birthdays are just not a big deal to me. Growing older is not a big deal to me at all. But for a lot of people it is, especially society in general seems to think that growing older is the end of the world and you turn into a crypt keeper. And I just don't get it at all. Anyway, so this very first inaugural Refashionista Rants is all about ageism. And yeah, let's just dive right in.
This is Confessions of a Refashionista.
Hey, it's Editing Sheri here, using my fancy birthday microphone to let you know that if you're digging the top I'm wearing, I have put the Refashionista tutorial for you down below. So as I said, I truly do not fear aging, and I honestly can't understand why so many people do. This is, again, sadly something that is definitely pointed at women more than men in our society in general. But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's not traumatic at all. And growing older has definitely given me tons more life experience, work experience, just experience in general that I did not have when I was very young. I mean, as a child, as a teen, in my 20s, 30s. Now, even when I was 40, I did not have the life experience and knowledge that I have now at 48. So how is that possibly a bad thing? I don't know. I don't get it. Now, of course, when I look in the mirror, I'm not seeing my 20-year-old self anymore. And there are a few little lines and wrinkles that, you know, I could do without. And maybe when I get out of the shower and catch myself in the huge mirror that's in our bathroom, I kind of maybe turn to the side a bit. And of course, I judge my body and everything. And it's not as fit and trim as it was when I was in my 20s. But you know what also it isn't? It's not riddled with an eating disorder like it was when I was in my 20s and super duper skinny. So, you know, there's trade-offs here about getting older. And again, it is the life experience that has taught me that I can look in the mirror and see maybe some stretch marks, a bit of cellulite and all of this, and I can totally deal with it because I have the life experience and knowledge to know that this is all 100% totally normal, and this is what I look like, and I'm pretty darn happy in my own skin now because I had to go through so much crap in my younger years to gain all of the knowledge and experience to, you know, feel good about the skin that I am in. And now, because I went through all of that when I was younger, I know how to teach my daughter and raise her in a way that from a young age, she can look in the mirror and love herself regardless. And again, that's something that I didn't have growing up, which is why I had all of these kind of issues and everything. But it is the life experience that has taught me how to navigate those issues and successfully get through them without too much damage to my little refashionista psyche here. And again, to now share that knowledge and share those experiences with not just my daughter, but here, on my channel with anyone who I can hopefully help out with my thoughts and feelings about, for this topic, getting older. The thing that truly is upsetting to me is not everybody thinks this way, Sadly, more people than not still kind of subscribe to the idea that younger is better. And if you don't believe me, all you have to do is look at any media, any kind of media, be it in print or magazine form, turn on your streaming service, turn on YouTube, and billboards, everything is geared at a very specifically young and nubile age group. And I don't think that's fair at all, because you know what? I wear makeup, I have hair, I wear clothes, and yet nothing, absolutely nothing is geared to my age group. And unfortunately, for some reason, women, again, especially, are kind of seen as done, and you can just toss them away once we reach a certain age. And when I was younger, that certain age was 40 and up. And sadly, it seems to be getting younger and younger and younger. Like people in their 30s now tell me they are experiencing this type of feeling just by existing in their 30s. And again, when you scroll social media and stuff, the amount of women that are writing like, oh no, I'm gonna be 30, I'm so old, or I turned 32, I'm ancient and all, and it's like, wow, I just turned 48 and I literally don't feel that I'm old at all. Like, I work out every morning, and it might not be a super intense, amazing workout, but you know what? I do it, and it makes me feel good. For the last 2 months, I have actually been practicing to get my splits, which is something that even when I was super young, I could not do the splits ever. I have never been a sporty person, so for me, it is a huge deal that I do my cool little short workout every morning, just, to keep everything how I like it to look. And that for the past couple of months, I have been successfully able to get lower and lower and lower with my stretching exercises to get the splits. I'm not there yet, but I think maybe after another month, I could be, and that's awesome. So when I hear or see young people, saying that their life is over because they're going to turn 30. That's so depressing and sad to me, like, come on, how is your life going to be over? Your life is literally just beginning at those ages. And it's just mind-boggling to me. So I would love to know what you guys think about this. When you were younger, did you really think that, life was going to be over when you were 30 or 40 or even 50? I mean, 50's around the corner for me, and I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be, instead of being fab over 40, I'm going to be a 50 and fabulous. And I think having this kind of attitude is very, very healthy, and it's also a wonderful example to set for my daughter. I do not want her growing up and seeing me looking in the mirror going, oh no, I look so ugly, oh, I'm this, and blah, and blah. Instead, what she is seeing is me looking in the mirror going, I look pretty damn good today, or she's also seeing me trying to achieve my fitness goals, in a very, very healthy way. And I think all of these kind of examples, we always have to be thinking, what are we projecting out there, especially, on our kids? Because, again, I grew up in a household that was very, very skinny centered from the women in my life. And I was never, ever, ever not slim. I mean, I definitely was born with that kind of privileged DNA. And so even when I did have an eating disorder, and again, growing up in that kind of household really did contribute to that, as well as, of course, being a model didn't help the situation at all. But absolutely, just kind of be conscious when you are maybe judging yourself harshly in the mirror, and think to yourself, would you say that to your friend? Would you say to your friend, oh, your ass looks full of cellulite and terrible? You know, would you say it to your kid? I really hope not. And that whenever I get these thoughts, because of course I get these thoughts, I'm not like this weird ball of happy positivity all the time. Like nobody can be, right? I just kind of choose my battles with myself, I think is a good way of looking at it. And when I turn around and look in the mirror and I see those, you know, little cellulite divots in my butt, I kind of just see them for what they are. It's nature, it's normal, it's not anything to be afraid of, and it's not photoshopped. So maybe that's why they're there, you know. Everybody on the planet has cellulite somewhere, so I don't think it's anything that we need to be concerned about. And just, you know, give yourself that little pep talk. And if you don't like something, then do something about it. Like I said, I really wanted to do the splits. I wanted to, you know, get my muscles going a little bit more and everything. So that's exactly what I did. I started last year, and I cannot get through the day unless I do one of my little workouts. It's just when it becomes a habit, then you're laughing. So another absolutely magnificent aspect that comes with aging and getting older and another birthday passing is truly, and I mean honestly and truly, having the ability to not give a about what other people think. And again, this is something that really does only come with age, when you can look back on your life experiences and think to yourself like, wow, why did I ever put so much thought into what other people were thinking about me? Because most of the time, those people were not thinking about me at all. They were thinking about, oh, what is that person thinking about them? You know, I mean, it's like this horrible, vicious cycle that part of it, I do believe, is just naturally, it's human nature. But another part of it really does come, you know, from society, from how we're raised. And again, trying to, if you have kids around you, don't project that crap onto them, you know, just let them be, let them live without the fear of others judging them all the time. Because like I said, most of the time nobody is. And the people who are judging you, why do you care what they think? Especially a stranger walking down the street. Why would you ever care what they think of you? You're probably never going to see them again, so what? And even if you do see them again, so what? It really doesn't matter. And, you know, this is all stuff that, especially with fashion, comes up for some reason. And when I was younger, I had not at all a unique fashion sense, which is sad, considering I so desperately wanted one. But it wasn't until I was in my 30s, sadly, that I guess I was old enough to really start going, yeah, why do I care? Why do I care? And I started wearing the stuff I really wanted to wear. And that then led me into trying the whole refashioning and upcycling thing and making my own clothes that I actually feel great in. So again, if you're younger, if you are scared to wear what you want, don't be like me. Don't wait until you're old and decrepit to finally express yourself and feel great in what you're wearing. Because again, the people that are judging you, always try to remember it's a reflection of themselves, right? They are projecting their own crap onto you, and you don't have to take it. You can deflect it. You can just brush it off, you know, water off a duck's back. That's a really good saying that I always have going in my head too. Water off a duck's back. Now, as I said, I am not always happy and positive. I mean, again, it is impossible. Nobody can be happy and upbeat all the time. And I've been through some in my life, you know, really. I mean, it might seem like I haven't, but I really and truly have. And I will link down below to one of my previous birthday videos where I explained a lot of that kind of stuff and where my super social anxiety comes from. And yeah, if you're interested, I'm sure you will find we have quite a bit in common, even more so than just refashioning, because I think a lot of the things that did happen to me in the past have actually happened to other people. And I made that video because I think it's always good to know that you're not alone, especially with toxic families and trauma and abuse. It's very, very easy to get into your own kind of little world and think, you know, nobody understands, nobody's here, nobody, when in fact, hey, I'm here and I understand 100% because I really have been through it all. And yeah, so again, that's linked down below. Let's continue though with the tour of ageism and anti-aging tips and tricks, I guess, mentally. I mean, I don't have anything that's going to stop your wrinkles or your butt from sagging. I mean, that's all you. You got to figure that stuff out for yourself if you want to. Although, you know, doing kind of workouts and stuff has definitely helped my muscles and my butt, but that's the best advice I can give on that. If you don't want to have saggy parts, don't resort to surgery. I mean, unless you really want to and it's affordable for you, then by all means go crazy. But doing, you know, some butt lifts every morning, it does work. I'm proof that it works. And oh yeah, so let's talk about bodies for a second. Now, I just think it's so funny when I look back when I was in my, say, late teens, early 20s, I 100%, let's try that again. I 100% believed that when I got to be like 40, I guess, I would just stop wearing bikinis. Like that was my thought process. And it wasn't because I thought badly of older women who wore bikinis, like not at all. I really admired women when I saw them, you know, on the beach or in the pool wearing skimpy suits and stuff. I just really thought, hey, this isn't for me. And now, you know, I'm 48 and what the hell? I only have bikinis, you know. And again, it is very, very easy to put on a bikini, look in the mirror, you know, you put that one leg forward, put your hand on your hip. Anyone can look like a supermodel in a bikini if you do that pose, seriously. But that's the whole thing. It's about what you yourself are comfortable in. For myself, I like bikinis. I have a big chest. They support me better. And I just find I have a lot more freer movement when I'm in a bikini. And I honestly don't care what other people think. So something else that I really do try to do, especially coming from the abusive, toxic background that I come from, is, you know, I try to really find the humor in just everyday life, because even if you're just in your house, I mean, we're all at home now. We're all doing what we're doing to kind of help the world survive right now, right? And the smallest things can be hilarious if you let them. It's all about seeing the funny side of life. And I just look in your fridge. I can guarantee there's going to be something hilarious in there right now. If you just open it up, it might be something that, you know, you let go bad. Hilarious. Take a look at that mold. It's hilarious. So I sound like a crazy person right now, but the point I'm trying to make is that really and truly trying to see, you know, the humor in just everyday situations and everyday life absolutely does help to keep my positivity up. And yeah, that's just another little tip. Just, I don't know, from my elderly self. So I'm quite certain that most of you out there have some experience with ageism. Perhaps not the kind of cisgender white men out there. Because again, that's kind of the top of the pops, isn't it, for society right now, which kind of sucks. But again, I got my own privileges and I'm fully aware of them. So But I thought it might be interesting for you just to hear some of my recent and not so recent experiences. And ageism can affect you at almost any age. When I was in my 20s in Japan, I actually experienced ageism, which is, again, mind-boggling. But because I was a model over there, it was a very, very lucky thing that happened in my life. And the other models over there were all like 14, 15, 16. They had teen on the end of their age. And I was 20, whatever I was, 22, 23, 24. And a lot of the times I actually didn't get the job because of my age. And so the reason I was actually able to stay there, though, was because of my life experience to that point. Not like it was so much, but it was more than a teenager. And because I, had that life experience, I was able to respect the culture, learn the language, and actually get to know people. I was there for more than a few years, where most people, they had their contract for, say, 3 to 6 months, and then they were gone. If that even, some people were just there for a few days for a quick kind of shoot or show, and then they were gone. But because I, again, had that life experience and I guess thirst for knowledge, I really wanted to experience the culture. I mean, how many people get to do these kind of things? And speaking again of my world living and working adventures, in my last birthday video, I actually did share how I managed to live and work abroad for over 20 years and, in Japan, England, Greece, and Germany, learn these different languages, all of that stuff. I shall link that down below so you can go have a look at that and maybe go and do it yourself as well. I mean, it's never too late. It's never too late, right? I'm kind of living proof of that. Even though the powers that be keep trying to tell me, no, it's too late. You're done. You are like an old moldy piece of bread and it's time to throw you out. Okay. And I have proof of this. Now, I actually have written specs for quite a few different show ideas that I have. And I have, of course, sent them out to production companies, not just here in Toronto, but everywhere all over the world. And I consistently receive the same response. And I actually have one here that I would like to read to you because it kind of sums up exactly what I'm dealing with. So, dear Ms. Pavlovich, thank you for your recent show pitch submissions. Unfortunately, although your ideas are very creative and fresh, we feel that audiences do not respond well to female hosts in your age range and therefore will not be taking our interest in your projects any further. I mean, what a nasty thing to say. So basically, I am much too old and decrepit and like I'm crypt keeper-ish to grace the hosting job of my own show, which is odd to me. Because when you check the demographics of the types of shows that I am pitching to these people, it's the correct demographic, this kind of 25 to 34 or 18 to 34. And if you look at my behind the scenes of this channel, of my site, that's my demographic. My main demographic is 25 to 34-year-olds. And like, what? I mean, I have an audience which is so fantastic because it covers all age ranges, but I am just saying that the main bar there is 25 to 34, which, again, according to many marketing experts and websites, this is the ideal marketable age range. So I don't really understand how I am too old when this is in fact my current audience, I mean, if they're saying, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me. So if anyone can explain that to me, that would be great. Because again, I just don't get it. But pretty much every time I receive a response, because a lot of the time, of course, it's entertainment industry, you don't get anything back, but a lot of the time when I do get a response, it is something like this. And it also kills me because a lot of the time, you can see the picture on your email of the person who's responding to you. And it's someone who generally looks like they're in their early 20s, and I just think like, wow, I am super duper ancient for these people, I guess. It's just so scary when you kind of think to yourself, these people who are in their 20s, who are kind of age shaming me and telling me, no, you're too old to do what you want to do with your life. What are they going to do when they get to be my age, in 25 years, say? Like, how are they going to feel when it's happening to them? And it's so odd to me that I guess when you are kind of in those ages, you don't even think about the future, right? You just kind of are, it's going to sort itself out. But I mean, I'm here to tell you it doesn't. It does not sort itself out. And eventually you are going to be 48 years old like I am. And maybe you are going to be trying to follow your dreams. And there's going to be the 25-year-old who is literally slamming the door in your face. And, if and when that happens, think back to yourself and think, oh my God, did I ever do that to somebody? I mean, again, I get it. It's hard to kind of imagine in 25 years or 20 years or even 10 years what you're going to be doing. But I just wish, the powers that be would maybe kind of see beyond their own stereotypes and, come on, give me a chance. A chance? It's not going to hurt anyone, right? I mean, I think I've kind of proven I know what I'm doing, and I think I'm pretty good at what I do. So it would be really nice to be given a chance. When I have actually tried to get a normal, quote unquote, job, the responses, again, if you even get a response, but 99% of the time, when I do get a response from a normal job, it is telling me that I am too experienced. Which again is another way of saying, you're too old and we probably would have to pay you more than an unpaid intern. Which, I mean, 100% correct, of course. But I don't understand how you cannot give someone a job because they have too much experience. Imagine what that person is going to bring to your business, is going to bring to your team. It's just, again, mind-boggling how ageism works. And when you are plonked in the middle of it, it's a pretty sad, depressing thing to have to deal with, on a daily basis. And so I want to know what you guys think as well. I mean, again, tell me your ageism and ageist stories that maybe you've experienced. And I'm really, really curious. So just a really quick tidbit here. Let's talk a little bit more about fashion and why it is that for some reason, when you reach a certain age, all of the fashion magazines, all of the designers, all of the media start telling you, oh, you can't wear that anymore. Don't wear that. It doesn't make any sense to me because you know what? I've always worn short skirts, not like micro minis or anything, but come on, above the knee, because I am not supermodel tall by anyone's stretch of the imagination. And those kind of mid-calf length skirts and stuff look terrible on me. So I always shorten them. And I also don't look fantastic in really, really maxi things because it makes me kind of shrink. And I don't like that. Now, over the years, my legs have not actually gotten any longer. I know maybe that's a surprise to people who make these arbitrary age fashion rules, but when you go from 20 to 40, your legs don't suddenly lengthen enough that you feel great wearing mid-calf length skirts. I don't get it. So I'm always going to be wearing what I feel comfortable and what I feel attractive and sexy in. That's kind of how people should be, right? And going around telling people once you hit 40, you can't wear, for example, a kind of cropped blouse. Why? Why? If you feel good in it, why the hell not? You can't wear a short skirt. Why? You can't wear tight jeans. Why? Why can't you? Like, who makes these rules? Because I can guarantee you the people making these rules are talking out of their asses. I mean, stop letting strangers in magazines, strangers in the media tell you what you can and can't wear. Set your own trend for yourself. You are wonderfully unique, so why not just be the wonderful you that you are, regardless of your age, your size, your gender, what the hell ever. Be wonderfully you. And you know what? Create your own fashion. Come on, head on over to my Confessions of a Refashionista at refashionistasherry.com. There's literally hundreds of totally free tutorials over there to help you make your own fashion that you feel great in. And very, very soon I shall be releasing my e-course. And then you can, learn from me step by step how to discover your own unique style, plus create it, plus upcycle what you already own. And look out for that. And again, ageism sucks, man. So can we just collectively agree to just stop it, and that maybe older people do have stuff to offer society, and maybe we also wear makeup and clothes, and maybe we deserve more than just anti-wrinkle cream ads aimed at us. Anyway, happy 48th birthday to me, and let's take a little quick peek at what I did on my birthday.
Happy birthday, Sheri. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Sheri. Happy birthday. Happy bday, Sheri. Happy bday. Happy bday, Sheri. Oh, yeah.
Other strings next to it. So grab your ukulele like this, and look, when your fingers are touching the other strings, you really need to grab the very tip and make sure they're not touching. Now the other challenge is pressing each string to make sure that they're all ringing. If you're getting this,
Okay, let's do it again. Come on. Yeah! Look at you! You're such a good boy! So of course, maybe what I did is boring for some people, not everyone's cup of tea, but for this little introverted refashionista, it was perfect. It was wonderful. So I am actually in the middle of editing this very video, and I got an email, and it is a gift that I actually reached out and got for myself, and I'm super excited. So let's watch this together.
Hi, Sheri, and also Refashionista Sheri, baby. I'm sitting at my home in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I love you so much. Now I'm sitting in my very haunted apartment in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. So this morning, I have this little, I'm just gonna jump right in. Sheri, let's go. So I have this garbage can, and it has a lid like this, like a big one, right? It opens, but it's not like electronic or like motion sensor. It just opens, right? So I was making coffee this morning, and it went, and I'm like, and then it went. This is every day. I'm like sitting here, I'm like. Anyway, I'm so creeped out. Anyway, listen, I am in the best mood. And thank you so much for reaching out because, listen, you want to do a eco-friendly, refashionista, like, this just sounds like re-gifting fashion, like refashioning things, like eco-friendly, like, girl, yes, 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 it is never too late. Also, what did I just see? This is a good thing. You need to look this up on YouTube. It was a video from, what's her name? Bianca Del Rio did her in Snatch Game. Judge Judy. Judge Judy, there's this viral video going around of her, and she goes, when you're 20, you try something. When you're 30, redo it. If you're 40, start something new. If you're 50, start a new business. If you're 60, make a joke and start a new business. If you're 70, 70's the new 40. And she went on and she goes, try something new, always keep going. You are never too old to do anything. If you want to do it, you go fucking do it. And I'm sorry if your 10-year-old is watching. Happy birthday. No, I know you love my birthday messages, but go away. I'm going to start cursing. No, I'm not going to. But you're never too old to start something new. You should always feel empowered and share it with the world. Also, what else? Isn't that what, like, TikTok and all these... I can't even keep up with everything, but that's exactly what businesses are for right now. You got to start something new. If you love fashion, eco-friendly fashion, you got to make something funny, make a cute video, make a new business for yourself, and you better go do it hard, baby. Work hard, play hard, and make that money, and I love you so, so, so much. Anyway, I'm drinking some wine at home, but I love you. Refashionista Sheri, I support you very, very much. So go take over the world, and I love you very much. Wait, what is it? Confessions of a Refashionista. I have to go check this out. You have to send me the link. You have to send me an email and send me the link so I have to get, so I can share it and fall in love with you. And I love you very much, Sheri. So anyway, I hope this message was a nice little kick in your butt to get you going and a nice little smile on your face. Enjoy today, all week, all weekend, and all month, because you are powerful and beautiful, and it is never too late to start something new. I'm thinking about a lot of things new. I'm not going to get into it. I got to go. I love you so much. Okay, bye, Sheri. Bye.
I mean, how awesomely fantastic was that message? That definitely, made my day, boosted everything, lit a fire under my little refashionista bottom. And yeah, as Thorgy says, you are never too old. And that is just so brilliant. And I mean, I love Thorgy Thor, and the kiddo and I so cannot wait until it is safe to travel to New York to go and see one of Thorgy's amazing live shows. And yeah, I'm going to put Thorgy's link down below for you guys so you can experience the awesomeness that is Thorgy Thor for yourself. And as I said before, pop on over to refashionistasherry.com to see, everything is over there. And whatever you do, when you look in the mirror, give yourself at least 5 compliments a day, people, please. Regardless of age, gender, anything, just look at yourself, love yourself, find the humor in life, and stop age shaming people. I mean, come on, it's so old to do that. So don't do it anymore. And yeah, until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch ya on the zigzag.